Good morning, good afternoon and good evening all. I hope you're well. This is Yorkie065 bringing you episode 11 of my in-depth track guide. This week we're looking at Budapest from Hungary. It's an interesting circuit and we'll follow the usual video format with the Hotlap breakdown and then tips and setup to follow. Okay, let's move on to the breakdown. Start of the lap, you can take it nice and easy through these two corners. It gives you a little bit of time to prepare for the lap. But as you come out of here and then come to the final corner, you want to take a very wide entry. You want to try and clip a late apex, get on the throttle early, open up your DRS and start draining your curves as you come down the start finish straight. Approaching turn 1, you want to keep to the left hand side. We're looking for our braking point just here, about 125 meters from the corner, about halfway between 150 and 100 meter board. As we hit our braking point, we're going to brake hard, we're going to shift it down the gears all the way down into first. We're going to turn in relatively late. You're aiming to get your front right wheel on the curb on the inside of the corner, roughly round about here. The apex for this first corner is relatively late. You can hit it quite nicely. You want to straighten up the wheel as you come out the corner, get down on the power, start shifting up through the gears, open up your DRS, and use about 25% of your curves as you come down towards turn 2. Keeping the car to the right hand side, we're looking for our braking point, roughly about 60-70 meters before the corner, just before the 50 meter board. We're going to hit this, we're going to shift it down into second gear, turning the car in. Roughly halfway through the corner, towards the end, where the marshal box is on the left hand side, we're looking for our apex on the inside curb. You don't really want to touch the curb, so just stick close to the inside, follow it all the way around throughout the corner. As we come out the exit, the corner widens up. We're going to get on the power, open up your DRS, and we're going to drain about another 25% of your curves as you keep this corner completely flat out. Run the curb on the inside, keep your DRS open in time trial. You can keep it open in race conditions, but it's a little bit difficult, you have to take the right line, so it's better to shut it. Turn 4. It's a very fast left-hander. Our braking point is about a split second just after the sector time. The sector split pops up on the top right hand side of the screen. You see that? Quick dab of the brake, shift it down to 5th gear, shift down 2 gears. Chuck the car in, we're aiming to get our front left wheel on the inside curb here. There is a nasty bump midway through the corner, so be wary of that. Let the car run out wide, get your DRS open. As we come into turn 5. This is roughly where I brake for this corner. There's no real set point or guidance that I can give you. It's more just when it feels right. I'm going to shift it down into 3rd gear, turn the car in, aiming to get our front right wheel roughly around here. Try not to touch the drainage ditch on the inside. Instead, run nice and close to it. That's the point where I start to go full throttle throughout the corner. Get your DRS open as we approach the chicane. Roughly about 75 meters before the corner, just as the crest flattens out. This is our braking point. Clipping this, we're going to brake hard, shift down into 2nd gear. When you turn the car in relatively late, you want to try and get your front right wheel clipping the curb nicely, but avoid the large red and white curbing on the inside as it will bounce the car. I've missed the apex ever so slightly here, which has cost me the second apex as well. As you'll see, turning a little bit too early. You want to get your front left wheel here, again off the red and white curbing, but because of my poor line, I've had to try and compensate for us, and then end up bouncing over the curb on the inside, costing me a bit of time. So get your DRS open on the exit. This is our braking point for the next sequence of flaring corners. This is just a quick dab of the brake to shut the DRS. You can turn the car in, run the curb on the inside, you get your front left wheel roughly here. As we come out of this exit of turn 8, you will basically want to slowly bring the throttle back in. You're going to let the car run to the middle of the track. We're going to lift off the throttle, turn the car into turn 9, aiming to get our front right wheel up on the curb on the inside here. Again, it's just a case of being patient on the throttle throughout the exit. You're going to get on the power. You're going to use another about 25% of your curves again. So take turn 10 completely flat, turn 11. Braking point is at the start of the ditch, the drainage gutter on the outside. Hit that, it's just a quick dab of the brake, shut the DRS, shift down into 5th gear, turn the car in. You want to get your front right wheel up on the curb on the inside here. Hitting this nicely, you can start accelerating out the corner. You want to get your DRS open as soon as possible. Letting the car run out wide. As we come into the final sector, you want to keep to the left, hitting our braking point at the 100 meter board, ready for turn 12. You're going to brake relatively hard, you're going to shift it down into 2nd gear. You're going to turn the car in, roughly about the 50 meter board. You want to try and get your front right wheel up on the curb, just here. Missed the apex ever so slightly here, turned in a little bit too late, but this is quite easy to maintain speed throughout this corner. Let the car run out wide on the exit, use the curb on the outside if you want to, get your DRS open. As you come under the Pirelli bridge, you want to use the braking point referencing the shadow or the digital flag board on the right hand side. Hitting that, you're going to brake down into 2nd gear. Again, you want to get as close to the drainage curbing on the inside. Follow it round, hug it all the way throughout the duration of the corner. As the corner starts to open up, you want to let the car run out wide again. Use the curb on the outside, get your DRS open, ready to approach the final corner. The braking point is with the marshal box on the left hand side. There's also the UBS board and the digital flag board there as reference as well. Hitting that, I'm just going to shift it down into 3rd gear. You don't need to use 2nd, just keep it in 3rd. You want to bring the car in for a relatively late apex, roughly at the 2nd white starting box on the right hand side. Hitting that, you want to try and get the power down as soon as possible, get your DRS open as soon as possible, and start draining the rest of the curves to complete your lap. Both turn 1 and turn 4 have bumps in the corner. Turn 1 is on the exit, it's roughly in the traction zone, so be ready for this bump as it can unsettle the car, send you into the spin if you're accelerating and turning both at the same time. Turn 4 can both be a godsend and also a hindrance. The bump is right on the apex of the corner, and depending on the line that you're taking at the current time, it can either send you out further wide or it can pull you back in towards the apex. The real overtaking spots for this track is turns 1, turns 2 and turns 12. This track is very similar to Monaco in the sense that you need to be patient and wait for other people to make a mistake or rely on your pit strategy to overtake cars. Hopefully this track guide was useful to you guys. If so, please give it a rating. Feel free to leave any comments or questions, and as always, feel free to subscribe to the channel. But until next time, take care.